It's going to be a little bit different because I don't have any notes. I was asking the Lord. Deb asked me to do offering teaching Thursday night, and I just been asking. Of course, I worked Friday, so I just been asking the Lord what He want me to talk about. And there's been something that just keeps coming to me and coming to me and coming to me over the last few months. I've been watching BVON, Kenneth Copeland's network, and almost every time I turn on the TV, it's Terry Savelle Foy talking about the vision and the vision board. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about vision, and everybody has their books today, right? Okay. When did we start doing this? How many years has it been? This is the 4th year? Okay. I have to admit, when I was going to put in my vision, for this year, when I was looking back at last year, I'm like, not really anything changed. So I'm like, well, what can I do about that? And then I started listening, and I got her books, and I started reading about how to make the vision, keep the vision in front of us. And most success coaches use vision boards. So she has this book and a workbook and a DVD that I've been reading, and it's just amazing. There's so much meat in here. But I'm even thinking about hosting like a class on how to create a vision board. Because, and the vision is not just steak and hamburgers. I just wanted to clarify that. I just want to do a little exercise. I want everybody to close their eyes. And I want you to I want you to imagine that this is December 31st, 2019. Okay? And you're standing there and you're saying, this has been the greatest year of my life. What has to happen for you to say that? Okay? So, I'm not sure the scripture about keeping the vision in front of you. Habakkuk. Yeah, might write the vision. Right. Well, I'm a visual person. And I have to admit that last year I did not pick up this book every day and look at my vision or anybody else's. I did from time to time, but not every day. And Terry was talking about successful people look at their vision before they go to bed, and they look at their vision when they get up in the morning. So, and it's easy to forget. I mean, this is great that we're writing down our vision, but it's easy to forget about this book if it's under something, it's, misplaced or whatever. But a vision board, you put the things that matter the most to you on your vision on it. And it's, you need to pray about it. It's not just going, taking your vision and going and getting a bunch of pictures and putting it on your vision board. You need to pray about it. You need to have God help you to prioritize what needs to happen. You need to have short-term and long-term goals. Because, if you have just long-term goals, you're going to get discouraged. Okay? So, anyway, that's what I wanted to share. I just feel like, let me read you a story out of here about somebody and how important dreams are. So a lot of times, in order for us to really press into our vision, we have to get disgusted with where we're at. Disgust is what you feel when you're tired of being embarrassed, ashamed, humiliated with where you are, and you develop a compelling vision to change. It all starts with making a decision to take 100% responsibility for where you are today and where you're headed tomorrow. And that's exactly what we're doing right now, or we wouldn't be reading this, talking about vision. So in Dr. Dave Martin's book, The 12 Traits of the Greats, he tells the story of a man named Tim who reached that emotion of utter disgust with himself. Tim grew up in a middle-class family of 5 brothers and 1 sister. At the age of 11, he lost his dad in a tragic car accident. Tim struggled all through school and into college. Because of the pent-up anger he had inside due to his father's death, Tim began using drugs. He felt sorry for himself, he was mad at the world, and destruction was the result. Eventually, his decisions resulted in a prison sentence when he was caught selling drugs. In that cold prison cell, trapped behind bars, Tim had a defining moment. He began to realize that he had no one to blame but himself. He woke up, he took full responsibility for where he had landed in life. He began investing in himself by reading books constantly. As his mind began to expand, so did his dreams. He began organizing prison talent shows, where he was the MC. A naturally gifted comedian, he began to embrace his talent for humor. Once released from the penitentiary, he was able to land a great job at a talent agency. Not long after, people began to notice him. Tim even turned down a role from Disney to play a major role in a TV show. He had his own vision for his life, and he began to pursue it wholeheartedly. His dream was to star in his own TV show that reflected his personality and sense of humor. It was a show about a handyman on TV, and that show became a major hit called Home Improvement, starring Tim Allen. 13 years after his release from prison, Tim Allen was starring in the top TV program in America, had the #1 book on the New York Times bestseller list, and had the lead in a major motion picture, The Santa Claus. It all began when Tim Allen reached a level of disgust with where he was and began making a destiny decision to change. He obtained a compelling vision of where he wanted to be in life and began to take steps to achieve it. He went from a drug pusher to a box office millionaire. So our dreams are super important. And there's also a story in here about Jacob and the cows, and how keeping the, when he wanted to leave Laban, and, you know, he said, the speckled cows, you know, I'll take whatever the speckled cows, you know, are produced. And they weren't very valuable, and there weren't that many of them. But God told him to take these reeds, and striped reeds, and put them in the trough where the cows fed, and also put it before them when they were breeding. Okay, what you see, how did she put it? What you behold, you will become. So, I mean, I know that's God, but it's also a principle of God, that if we put the vision before us visually, and I'm a visual person, you know, I like to use my little props when I get up here, but, you know, if we put the vision before us where we can see it, and it doesn't have to be right out where, you know, everybody comes in your home can see it, because there are negative people that will say, oh, that's crazy, you know, to believe for that. But put it somewhere where you see it daily. And there, you know, she has steps in here on how to create the vision board, how to fine-tune your vision and all that. So I'm going to read through this and go through the workbook, and I really feel like God's leading me to help people do this. So anyway, I don't know if that has to do with offering, but well, you need a vision for your offering. When you sow seed, you have to have a vision for it. So vision is extremely important, because without vision, the people perish, and perish means die. Right? So, okay, servers come.